I'm late, I've lost my headphones. Someone just give me a blank template, anyone. Are they really just giving him hair? Why do they need hair? Face, filling in face, shove some glasses on him, a body, arms and legs, for hair, slap him off.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to vidIQ, the YouTube channel, the YouTube Learning Academy, and the YouTube software that will educate you on your YouTube journey, of course. My name is Rob, your guide and your host for the next couple of hours as we open up our doors and welcome you to the channel Audit extravaganza that we run here every single week. You are watching episode 184. Is it actually episode 184? I'm not quite sure. I'm guessing. If anybody wants to go through our catalogue of channel audit live streams and counts, go ahead. You won't get any credit for it, but all the power to you. I know some people have plenty of time on their hands when they're not making videos. Where am I going with this analogy? I have no idea. So I think the best thing to do right now would be to introduce our wonderful guest this week. As always, or almost as always, we're welcoming our gaming extraordinaire channel auditor, Dan C, in the house. How are you doing, Dan C? Yeah, I'm pointing at you. You are the gaming expert, apparently.
Oh, all right. I'll take that. Yeah, no, I'm doing good. How are you?
Awesome. And then we'll take the expert of absolutely everything else, and that is Travis. Hello, Travis. Welcome back to the channel audit live stream.
Hey now, everybody. I don't know what I'm the expert of, but I'm here, if that means anything.
And finally, and not least, somewhere sort of in the middle right now, welcoming the jack of all trades, master of none, Dan Hacksaw in the house as well. How you doing, Dan?
Doing well. Thank you for bringing me to the extravaganza. And since there's only three of us, if I'm in the middle, that means I'm ahead of one of you guys and below one of you guys, so you can fight that out.
But which one is it? You'll have to work that out through the rest of these 2 hours. We should have, by the way, a special guest on this live stream, but literally minutes before we went live, he dropped out of the Zoom call that we have here, and he sent me a picture of a laptop with a blank screen saying his laptop has died. So hopefully he'll be able to rejoin us, and if he does, we welcome him officially onto the live stream, but I'll keep it a secret and a bit of tension in the meantime, although if you look in the channel description, you might be able to work out who it is. Let's say hello to some of our awesome community as always, and Dan C, H, Z, ABC, whoever you are, Dan, you're on screen, so say hello to some of our wonderful community.
This is how he treats the middle person.
Well, I don't want to see how he treats the last person then, because if steerage is any indication, I don't think it's going to go up from here. But let's give a big shout out. We got DZ Studios in the house. The Shy Narwhal, I really like that one. Howzart with a Z. Michael Shiro, of course, in the house, had his wisdom teeth removed, but he's still sticking with us. And I'm not sure if I've seen him, but I can almost guarantee that Bori Piano is here keeping his streak alive.
Oh, definitely. How do you know such intimate details about our audience, Dan? That's a bit creepy, if I'm honest.
Dan H is the community manager, and this is how I manage the community.
Right. So from now on, I want you to have some random fact about one of our audience every single week, whether it's wisdom teeth being removed, or they're filing their taxes, or they've decided to choose a new type of pizza that week. We need this information. We need scandalous news stories about our audience. So make sure we have them lined up. If you want to make some up throughout this live stream, Dan, go ahead and do that as well. Dan C, let's have some hellos from you.
Yeah, I'll get in on that. So I like pizza. We're saying hello to them. Turns out they don't like cheese on their pizza, which is blasphemous. That's
what does that make a pizza with no cheese in?
Just tomato bread, I guess. It's
kind
of gross, but definitely a fact about them that I know for sure. Yeah. We have ASMR Willbat, who's considering changing their name, which is an interesting thing about them. We have Kizito, who guaranteed me I could not pronounce their name right the first time, and now I owe them $20. And then we have the Glam Factor. Fun fact, if you were to use Glam and put two N's next to each other, it would kind of look the same. I thought it was the Glenn Factor for a second, and no, it's the Glam Factor. There you go.
We need to keep this going, Travis, if you can. So say hello to someone from our community and an interesting fact about them.
Oh, okay. Typical Shadow. First time he's ever had a pickle was today. We have Dwayne, who couldn't come up with a last name for his YouTube channel because he spent a couple dollars buying subs. Yeah. And let's see. Charlotte Charles, who's actually from Charlotte, North Carolina.
All right. Fascinating stuff. I don't know I'm going to be able to follow this up because I'm terrible at this spontaneous stuff. But I will say hello to Brandon Barkley, who's actually the owner of the bank in the UK. So hello to you. We've also got Nintendo Time, who's actually a Neo Geo Pocket channel, but he just tries to gain an audience from Nintendo by calling himself that. Animated Creeper is also in the house. Fun fact, he has 3 legs. Don't know how that's possible, but there you are. And finally, I'm saying hello to Blue 3D, who is actually only in 1 dimension. So you would have to sort of really look at him in a particular angle and able to see Blue 3D. Maybe we'll do some more of these tomorrow as well, Dan, on the Wednesday webinar, if you want to join us for that. All right, I think we've done enough ambling around here. If you are brand new to this live stream, do let us know in the chat with the hashtag new. If you are a regular here, then just sit back for a minute as we show all of our new guests how this live stream works. We'll be back in a second. This is an explainer of the next couple of hours. Welcome to the vidIQ channel audit live stream, where we review your YouTube channels. There are 2 links in the description, one for gaming channels, one for non-gaming channels. Make sure you submit every week as we clear the form after every live stream. Channel audits are 100% free, so please don't send us any super chats expecting to receive an audit. And don't waste your time asking for one in the chat. If there are any alternative ways to get picked for an audit, such as memes, we will let you know during the live stream. If we can't audit your channel today, vidIQ has a channel audit tool working 24/7 for you. If you haven't already, download it now for free. A link is in the description, and make sure to take advantage of our free 30-day trial. If you submit your channel for audit, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our passion as fellow YouTube creators. It's up to you whether or not you take our advice. There are tons of links to lots of useful resources in the video description. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Share this live stream with another fellow creator who may find it useful. And finally, moderators, thank you for everything that you do every single week. All right, let's do this. All right, I think my internet may be cut out for maybe 10 seconds there, but hopefully we're all back. and everybody can hear me, which is fantastic. If we did cut out during our intro about how it works, don't worry, you'll kind of figure it out as we go along. Housekeeping, as always, we continue to support the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund through Super Chat. So any Super Chats that you give to us today goes directly to that fund, and we appreciate that in advance. As always, we get more submissions than channels we can audit. So a good idea is to have your channel up on a second screen if you can. And as we're talking about any channel, be it gaming, tech, beauty, travel, when we're talking about channel focus and thumbnails and many of the things that we talk about every single week, try and apply those objectively to your channel to see how you could make these improvements going forward as a video creator. And with all of that being said, Travis, Dan C, Dan H, can you see my screen?
Yep.
All right, and then let's make sure that everybody else can see our screen. And just before we audit the first channel, I do want to remind you that although we are doing live channel audits now, the vidIQ tools that are offered to you operate 24/7 and can help you with your channels. Just as an example here, I've done a search for the WDC, which is something that Apple are doing right now, announcing some of their new software for the next year. And by doing a search here on the right hand side, if you have vidIQ installed, then you can see all of these search details, like how hot is the keyword right now, connected channels, and other related topics like iOS 15 could be a sub keyword of this developers conference that's going on, and we give all of that information to you through the vidIQ tools. So make sure to check out the description and also the pinned comments for offers that we have available to you on vidIQ as a piece of software. But with all of that being said, let's now audit the first channel that's submitted this week to vidIQ's channel audit live streams, where we went publicly yesterday, and that is the Galactic core. So let's start off, I think, as always, with Travis to give your thoughts on this, and then we'll invite everybody else to give us their opinions on the Galactic core. What do we see here?
So it looks like we're doing. So this is kind of nerdy-ish type stuff, right? So it's Harry Potter, Marvel, Fantastic Beasts, and more. And I think the problem with this is the stretch between Marvel and the Harry Potter stuff. I believe Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts are probably the same viewership.
Yeah.
And while you're thinking geek nature and stuff, geek culture is kind of the overarching kind of thing here, I feel like they're just separated out enough that maybe it's a little too broad. But I just see a lot of like Harry Potter and the Fantastic Beasts stuff more so than I see Marvel. I see a little bit of MCU in the shorts.
Yeah, a good example here, Travis, is this one MCU one, I think, about the Black Widow. Not many views, 23, but then when they're sticking to that topic of the Harry Potter universe, the views seem a lot more encouraging, at least on the surface of the content that we can see.
Now, are these formatted as shorts? Because they're all under like a minute, almost.
Yeah, not sure. I'll just click on one, see if we can get an idea. So yeah, I think they are pitched as shorts. Looks that way, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think, and a lot of text in a short is not probably the way to go. I mean, trying to read this when you're watching shorts, you want to see things. You don't want to have to read things. So
you can't pause a short either, as well. Well, you can, but it's not easy.
Yeah. So definitely would reconsider how you're doing shorts there. Definitely don't use a lot of text heavy stuff. But yeah, I mean, I see a very Harry Potter-ish feel here with a little bit of Marvel Springton. And if it was me, understanding how YouTube works, I would find which side of that fence I want to sit on for the time being, Marvel or kind of the Harry Potter stuff, and sit there and really hammer it, rather than try to going between the two. Overall, though, the amount of views for the amount of time on the platform, even though it looks like the vast majority of them are shorts, is pretty darn good. It is hard to get views when you first start out on YouTube, so pretty well done.
Yeah, I'm just intrigued now. I want to click into another one. I'm just going to mute the sound. Yeah. So we think maybe production-wise going forward, this is going to be a tough sell, isn't it? Because there's probably this text is probably going to take 20 seconds, 30 seconds to read, and then you're on to more text and more text. They're not really suited to shorts, and they're very basic as well. And it's music rather than narration. So I think maybe doing a bit of research and seeing how other people pitch movie trivia and like understanding the lore of a a universe within films, maybe a bit of research to be done there.
You know where I think a lot of those views came from? If you go back there, this is what's really awesome about our tool, is sometimes we can even tell where the views came from. On the right-hand side, you'll actually see that this video is also posted in Reddit.
Okay.
A bunch of votes there and stuff. So it looks like the vast majority of those views came from Reddit, not even on the short shelf.
Okay, so it's good that they found their audience, but I think going forward, there needs to be a better way to make these shorts, I think, from a production standpoint. But having said what I've just said there, given the fact that you're 3 months old as a channel, you've already got some videos with thousands of views, and each video is getting 100 views plus. There's some positives there to throw into the mix. I'm going to just pass this on to the two Dans if they wanted to add anything about Galactic Core.
The biggest thing's got to be that text, and I was just trying to look and see what I'd recommend. I think if you're afraid of using movie footage, which is fair, you could look at licensing stock footage on a website that lets you pay like a monthly fee. Like we use a lot of, we've used a number of them. Like one I like is Envato Elements. You can use, they have a whole ton of stuff, but stock video to just supplement, just to get some kind of visuals on there. And then I'd also recommend narrating instead of doing the text, because shorts need to be, especially shorts, they need to be very snappy, they need to be very interesting, and just some music and some text scrolling by. Like you should probably start a blog. If you were thinking of just narrating some text, I would say a podcast. Like that's the kind of content that I wouldn't say is going to be suitable for YouTube in the long run, because these videos are going to get tested on the short shelf, get some traction for a sec, and then when people don't watch the whole thing, when people drop out really quick, it's going to stop getting recommended, and this will be a rinse and repeat process until something changes.
Just to point out quick.
Go ahead.
The thumbnails look pretty good, right? So it looks like they have some skill at potential design elements and stuff. So there's a real disconnect between what we're seeing in these thumbnails and what we're seeing in the videos. And if you look at the recent Creators Insider video, they talk about how you're ranking, for your own analytics, but you're ranking against all the other videos on YouTube. So you're ranking against every other Harry Potter video. So do you think that, there are a lot of videos succeeding doing this? Probably not. They're putting in a lot of time, a lot of graphical elements, a lot of design to it. So if you're competing against them, it's going to be really hard to grow sort of with the style that you're doing right now.
Nice segue, Dan, onto the question of thumbnails. Has anybody noticed on the mobile app now that they're removing shorts thumbnails completely, no matter where you interact with them, and now it shows the random frame from the short with a shorts icon? Has anyone else noticed that yet?
Wait,
we've seen a lot of comments about that in the community.
So what I'm seeing now, Dan, is if you find a short anywhere on the mobile app, it doesn't use a custom thumbnail. It uses, even if it's landscape, it uses a frame and the shorts icon. I think still on desktop, it uses a custom thumbnails, but this is what I suspected was going to happen. Because now as well, when you go to the video tab, your shorts aren't on the video tab for the channel. They're on the short shelf instead. And I thought this was going to come whereby they're going to try and remove the entry point into shorts unless you watch it as a shorts video. But I need to make a video on this probably at some point. They're definitely defining shorts as only shorts, and not you can watch them as a regular video even though it's a short. I'm rambling a bit here, but custom thumbnails are losing even more importance with shorts.
On mobile, if I go to my videos tab and scroll down, the custom thumbnails are now freeze frames that I don't recognize. Exactly. I haven't seen them before. And then there's a little shorts icon. That's interesting. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out.
It's rolling out gradually to people. Some people might not see this. I was wondering what they were going on about, and it's it's just changed all of the thumbnails. So anyway, like our thumbnails losing even more importance with shorts. Something to think about. All right, let's move on to the next channel. It is going to be a gaming channel. It looks as if by accident I removed that gaming channel, so I just need to find it again. And I think the first channel that submitted this week from the gaming genre was the Ruby Studio. Oh, no, I did have it loaded up. I just forgot that this was the channel. So, Dan C, Dan H, I think, if you want to chime in on the Ruby Studio, or what do you think's going on here?
Okay, so we're seeing another channel that's kind of playing a handful of different things. I see some Division. I'm not sure what that game in the middle there is. Then there's Genshin or Genshin. I don't know how to say some of these names. I'm sorry. So a few different games, and I did notice they also said they primarily did like FPS when they fill out the form. So I guess the general advice here is, I guess the first question is, are all of these FPS games? I don't think Human Fall Flat is, so that was just kind of a test. I see a Minecraft one there. You want to stick to one thing as best as you can. That's always our first bit of advice for gaming channels. Start as niche down as you can. And Minecraft is actually a really good example, because if you were to look at some Minecraft channels that are really successful right now, like one we've been referring to a lot lately is BlockFacts. His channel's so niche down, it's not just a Minecraft channel, it's a Minecraft Shorts channel. Literally every video is about facts about one particular Minecraft block or mob or aspect of the game, and that's part of their secret to growing so quickly, is just keeping it hyper focused. And when we come here and see all the different things you're doing on your channel, it makes it difficult to know what we're going to get if we're the subscriber. You know, if we come to this channel and we're like, oh, that was a really fun video, I'm gonna subscribe, I hope for more, and then your next upload is not the same game, and they're not going to click on it. They subscribe for the other game. And if they don't click on it enough times, YouTube just kind of stops recommending the channel, and so you lose potential returning viewers. I
sorted by most popular, and it seems as if Vigor is the most consistently performing video on the channel. Ironically enough, I think their best performing video is a trailer they made for somebody else's channel. For Mrs. Ruby, maybe?
It's kind of funny. I actually have a little bit of like my own personal experience from years ago, where I made like a fan project for some YouTubers I liked, and that did better than anything on my channel ever. And then the interest in my channel immediately went away when I stopped doing any fan related projects for them. So they even liked it and shouted it out and everything. They did everything a YouTuber could hope for. A big channel shouting them out, putting the video on their own channel, like clips of it, and saying, you guys got to go check this out. And it didn't, you know, so yeah, that doesn't surprise me too much, that one fan video did better. I would almost discount that unless you were planning on doing more, and stick to, is it Vigor? The logo is kind of hard to read, and then the font you were putting on the older thumbnails actually was a little bit easier. But I would also be changing up these thumbnails too. It's always the same freeze frame with some red text, which is kind of hard to read, over the characters. So all of the interesting things is covered by some red text that's hard to read as well. So that's some general thumbnail advice.
Yeah, I think that's a good point with those thumbnails, right? Because they obviously know that they want them to be a little bit different, but they're just changing that text in the middle using the same kind of image over and over again. But I think, you know, it also goes for titling here, right? These are not very searchable titles. Exactly. How did that work out for you? Taking down the leader, hunting the coyote. You know, we need searchable terms that relate to Division or Vigor, whichever game that you're focusing on, which, you know, we hope that you'd focus on one or at least a specific genre, but make those titles searchable. Are you teaching someone in these videos? You know, it's, you know, you have a 13-minute 5-second video there for Division. I am assuming that's not just gameplay necessarily, which, you know, we also say is not a great way to growth, but are you teaching someone? Are you exploring a specific region of that game, a specific weapon? Are you showing one of the more difficult aspects of the game? Those are the things you want in your title. And now what you're doing is you have text on the thumbnail. It's matching exactly the text that's in your title. So now you're not enticing anyone in either sense, and you're also not creating a searchable title. So you're doing two things that are hurting yourself by using the exact same thing over and over again. Yeah,
essentially you're not making the content easy to discover for an audience, and I think you hit the nail on the head there, Dan. You were on fire today. You're definitely moving up the rankings of the guests right now. So that is the Ruby Studios. The next channel we're going to look at was actually our Twitter winner. So Dan H, you put up a very old thumbnail from our channel, and I just want to give you a little bit of insight here. I didn't make this thumbnail. I want to put all the blame on our CEO Rob Sandy, who made this thumbnail when I was just freelancing for vidIQ, and he would do all the thumbnails. So I'm taking no responsibility for this. But we did ask you to critique it, and Chris Sparrows absolutely laid into it, like fix the green screen better, excitement about the price, make it understandable in all regions. chart doesn't register, simplify, etc., etc., etc. He laid into it all very valid points, which means that Chris Sparrows is the winner. But that means that I can absolutely lay into his channel right now through a channel audit. So I'm going to say, Chris Sparrows, your channel banner is appalling. Like, it's really blurred out and pixelated, and I don't know why you've taken a picture of a dam with no context. But that's all I'm going to say. Travis, let's now have actually a proper critique of the channel. What are we looking at here?
Yeah, so Chris Sparrows, I'm trying to figure out, is this a photography channel or what is this? See, Faint Not, there's a trailer, Faint Not, pandemic short, short film, no crew, got one more camera. Okay, so there's Premiere Pro, a little bit of production stuff. Clone your camera. I'm just trying to understand like what it is. First of all, there's not a lot of content for the last like year even. There's like what, 3 videos in the last year. So is this just like some place you just want to every so often throw something out? Yeah, I mean the thumbnails are kind of cool looking, but I don't know what the channel's about. And because it's so sparsely uploaded to, I doubt that, you know, I would ever subscribe, because like, what's the point? By the time you put out another video, I'm forgotten that I've ever subscribed to you and may be so jarred by it that I'd probably unsubscribe, right? So I think the number one thing to do is put out more content. It looks like you were teaching people how to create, which is cool. And then you had like a short film or something, which is kind of fun. But I think just primarily you need more content. For sure.
What would you say would be a fair cadence for? I'm going to describe this channel as a filmmaker's a filmmaking blog or filmmaker's journey. I'm thinking probably at least a video every fortnight, 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, if you can, really, the thing about it is like we don't know what his full time is. Yeah, and if his full time is like doing these, you know, filmers or whatever for other companies that maybe take him all month and he just doesn't have a lot of time, that's one thing. I always tell people it depends on what are you trying to do? You're trying to grow. If you're trying to grow, then it's a numbers game. The more content you have out, the better chance you have of having that video that does well and kind of lifts your channel. If you're only putting out so many videos, then you're hoping that one of these videos is going to do that thing. And, you know, it's just, you're putting so much pressure on each video to perform that, you know, inevitably it doesn't typically end that way. So you really want to do it as much as possible without interfering in your day-to-day life. But I mean, I don't know, what does the production quality look like in the actual videos? The thumbnails look fine. Like so it's nice little background and nice color and pretty cool little composition there. I mean, yeah, just if you can do more, as much as you humanly can. But then also it needs to be really clear, like what is your value proposition? Because I'm still unclear. The last couple seem to be more about this short and stuff that you've made, which is fine if I know who you are. But if I don't, why am I watching your content?
Let's take the value proposition into the videos themselves, because I just want to highlight this one. What do you think this video is specifically about?
Yeah, that's the problem. Like, start small. What is that, a modeling thing? Like,
I'm guessing it's something along the lines of, if you're starting a new hobby or passion or whatever, you know, start small and incrementally build yourself up. And he's using maybe Lego as the example, but I'm not sure. And because the title and the thumbnail don't do a strong enough job of communicating that to me, and I think that kind of somehow washes across many of the stuff here. First things first, another one here. I mean, I don't really understand what putting a stone into a jar means, and maybe it does by the end of a video, but the thumbnail is not enough for me to convince me to click. So I think that we're losing something in the translation of getting the content into a title and a thumbnail as well.
Stop repeating the title in the thumbnail. Do something contextual to give more information.
Now let me throw a huge spanner in the works here, Travis, and sort by most popular. And what do you think the channel's about now?
Yeah, see, it looks like Adobe Premiere stuff. A little bit of other stuff, but mostly Adobe Premiere. So yeah.
So and we would imagine these tutorials. I mean, I agree that the other things could take a significant amount of time to make, but tutorials, they're the type of things that you can make in a couple of days and release every week, every couple of weeks. And that could be the content that continuously brings an audience into your channel and then allows you to experiment with all of these other, I guess, filmography storytelling videos that you may want to make.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it reminds me of when we found Leela, and that's what she was doing, and now she's doing quite well for herself.
All right, so that is Chris Sparrows. I want to open it up to Dan and Dan if you want to add anything, or are we good to move on to the next one?
I think we're good.
Then let's move on to the next one. And Dan, I'm going to try and pick the one you picked out. What was it called again? Remind me.
I totally know it. I'm not stalling. While I look at the link I sent you, it's Richard Vobes.
Oh, that was the one. Yeah. So let's have a look at Richard Vobes, featuring the Bold Explorer, a man after my own heart here, obviously. He has 20,000 subscribers, so congratulations on that. And so, Dan, yeah, this is an interesting one because it feels like there's a bit of personality here from the channel banner. Although, ironically enough, he's chopped off his head in the channel banner, so we don't see his body, even as the Bold Explorer. But then we do get to see the hero in the thumbnails. So, yeah, what are your first thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I saw a channel pop up with 20,000 subscribers. I'm like, well, what's going on here? And I was pretty excited, pretty encouraged to see what they're doing. So this is a channel where it seems like they explore various areas, maybe around their country, community. I'm not really sure the scope because I'm not well traveled, but the videos seem to get consistent views. UK, discovering Britain's landscape.
Maybe include a bit of that in a value proposition if you can. A funky way of doing it, perhaps. Yeah,
definitely. I think from here, for me, I saw this channel. I saw just some tweaks. The videos have, like I said, pretty consistent views, between 1,000 and 3,000 most of the time.
Very healthy.
The most popular ones, they definitely have had some successes. If you want to, like big successes, if you want to jump over there, yeah. So, an abandoned canal, an old railway. It's kind of interesting. Scam phone call. I'm not sure. That's kind of funny. But these are all very, very old. And so the most recent big one here is from 2 months. It's a scam. Hilarious reaction to electric goods, which doesn't seem like a Travel Channel topic, So anyway, there's a few successes in here, and if you scroll down, it becomes a little more focused on travel. It's still 27,000 views there, 28,000 here. So yeah, that'd be one bit of advice, is to stay focused, keep doing what you're doing. The main thing though is thumbnails. I think they could be better. There's a heavy reliance on text in the thumbnails, and not so much the destination where you're taking people to in that video. Like a working phone box is a great example. You have the phone box there, and you standing next to it, but my eye takes forever to get to the phone box. I see the blue background with the white text, a working phone box. And that's the kind of thing where I would have taken a very close-up picture of like the top of the phone box, right, and make that fill up half the frame, and then just maybe some text and an arrow, working phone box. Just simplifying these thumbnails a little bit, making them more eye-catching, could be a definite benefit. Putting your logo in all of the thumbnails, or most of them, trying to fit it in there, it's so hard to read, it's so hard to make out, that it's just it's another distraction, So these are just little tweaks that I think could help.
This is one of these channels where I'm really encouraged by as you say, Dan, the health of the views. Like it's almost a case of, irrespective of the content they make, there's a certain amount of return viewers that are going to come to the content. But at the same time, they have this one offshoot scam series, which they don't do very often. But whenever they do these scam videos, they bring back a really big audience. So I don't know. It's like, do you try and insert a few more of these scam style videos, like one every week, as opposed to like one every few months that you seem to do? Like the last one here seems to be a month ago. But they're really good performers. Or do you start to think about a second channel? Maybe. I don't think you really want to think about that just yet. Yeah, I'm interested to know, Travis, maybe what you would suggest to this channel, given that they have such a healthy audience, but they have that one series that outperforms everything else when they briefly touch on it.
Yeah, I mean it's semi-obvious what's going on here. So he has this viewership that likes to watch a lot of his stuff. The content that does well has a broader appeal, and that's really what it is.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
I mean, not even just the scam thing, which is part of it. I saw he had one about like an Amazon order, which has a broader appeal. So they don't necessarily have to know who he is to be interested in the subject. So I think that's what it comes down to is, if you do some more broad appeal content, then you'll do well, because you already have the viewership that's going to come back and watch you anyway. So that's cool.
Yeah, and good stuff there, Richard Vobes. I guess one more question I would ask is, are you using the community? Probably not enough. That could be something you could leverage a little bit more to ask your audience what they would like to see next. All right, so we're looking at that channel there. Thank you for submitting. And Dan Higgs, let's bring you back into play and tell us all about Discord.
Yeah, absolutely. So our Discord server is sort of a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week community where people can come and give their feedback and give their talk about their interests and topics and discussions and really everything about YouTube. And what is so great about our Discord server is that the people in there are just like the people here in the chat, right? They're on every single aspect of their journey. They're people who are just starting, people who are in the middle, like me, in the middle of this chat, of this live stream here, or people who are like Travis, who are all the way at the top and are gloating it above every single person there. But why the Discord server is such a great place is that everyone is really friendly, unlike Travis, and everyone gives their feedback in an interesting way, just like Travis. And now it's a place that you can come and join us and talk to us as a community, or even talk to me and get this kind of feedback. And it's a place where you can feel welcome and feel like you're not in a place where you're all alone on the internet. You have lots of people to congregate with, to chat with. And one of the beautiful things is that we try and give back is that every single week, we give a channel audit to one of the people who is highly engaged within our community, who gives good feedback, who talks about all of our different discussion points, and is just a generally good person that we enjoy having within our community.
And that is Lonely Panini that we're going to look at here. But I do just want to check, Dan and Travis, have you got some beef that's off the live stream?
News to me.
All right. So.
Oh yeah, totally news to me. No, I didn't think that was a pre-existing thing at all. No.
Dan C, I'm looking over at you because this looks like it has some Roblox stuff in it. So you'll be the person to chime in first.
Yeah, I'm just trying to soak it all in. So I'm noticing something here that I see a lot of people do that I would consider this one of the beginner, like a rookie mistake. And that would be to make videos that are hyper specific to your returning viewers only. So ones that make your channel feel a little more insular, ones that are more update focused. The latest video is my best example here. Join my Roblox YouTuber collab. It's it just feels like an update video. It doesn't feel like you're trying to get people like to understand who you are as a creator. It doesn't feel welcoming to new viewers. And the more of that you do, the harder it is to kind of build out your audience, because you have to make every video as if people who've never seen you before are going to be watching it, so they get an idea of who you are. Like a great example of some of your bigger hits would be Roblox display names are back. So we have an update to display names. This is going to help a lot of people. And it did, 2.4K views. I saw an unboxing at the top that did really well. Let's see here.
Yeah, that one.
And some of the updates do not. Let's see. I might have been looking at thumbnails and stuff and misinterpreting a couple, because some of the ones that now that I'm looking a little bit harder at them, they're not updates like I thought. But they also didn't do super, super well. Sorry, it just takes a bit to focus. Now, that is because the thumbnails are a bit busy here. It's kind of hard to see what's going on without really looking carefully at each one. Your display name one is good. The only thing I would have done differently is blurred the thing at the top, which says invite friends to play. I would have really made the focus there on the display name. The arrow, the text, otherwise awesome. Opening chest looks pretty good. You got some chests. You have characters in the middle. That video did well. But then this one here that has 1.9K views, it looks like two pictures that just got crudely cut in half, and it's like the text got cut off, the character got cut off. I'm not sure what happened there. So definitely need to level up our thumbnail game to be sure. Those are just initial thought bubbles that I let come out of my mouth, and maybe anyone else wants to chime in.
I like just letting you hang there, talking about thought bubbles coming out of your mouth.
Thank you. Yes. You have some experience with Roblox, though. I know how much you like this game.
Yeah. I guess. I don't know. Like, I agree with what you said. There's, it seems like a little bit of this is like how to, which is fine, and kind of news update stuff. But then like, I don't understand parts of it. There's like TikTok stuff, and that again, it comes back to like, what am I subscribing to here? Like, what should I expect to get when I come here?
Yep.
Yeah, I think you're giving a lot of very broad Roblox maybe advice. You're doing different things in what I would assume is different games in Roblox. And if you were to start to focus on just one of your favorite ones, one that's hopefully big enough for you, then you could start to see things turn around a bit, where you focus all of your efforts on that one game within Roblox. Because that's a lot of successful Roblox channels, if you were to go and look, would be doing just that. And later, you can always pivot within the world of Roblox, and it wouldn't even be a hard pivot. Once you want to play something else as your audience grows. But yeah, that's just the thing. You still need to niche down, even if you're just considering niche Roblox. That's still very, very broad.
Yeah, it's like a channel that is in the middle of trying to work out a really defined channel focus, in that they've kind of had a couple of videos that have done well, but then, as you say, there's a couple of community videos, and then stuff that, like, it feels as if it's more Let's Play, like the Secret Tower of Hell stage, or Roblox Spiz Nubs to Pro Ep 1. Like, I don't really know what that video is supposed to be about. But then there are other ones where it's very clear, like how to get the display name on Roblox Mobile. That's perfect, and that did quite well. So just refining the channel focus there a little bit, I think we would all agree. So that is Lonely Panini. Hopefully you will have more Paninis joining you very soon, so you can make it you have like a flock of geese. You have a
Panini Collective.
A Panini Collective. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's move on to the next channel, and I think we're going to tackle Travis's pre-selected one. This is David's Experiment, approaching 900 subscribers. And when I just looked at this briefly, I thought it was a bit of an arts and crafts channel making matchstick houses. That's not quite true, though. It looks as if they've been doing some other experimentation videos as well. But yeah, Travis, let's dive into this one with some promising content for a channel that's not that
It's really
old.
interesting. So if you look at how many, like, hit the about, because this is really kind of weird. So 2020, so they started at the beginning of this year, and are almost at 1,000 subscribers already, with not like a stupid amount of videos, but a decent amount of videos. It's actually a lot of subscribers in a short amount of time.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's not like they have a particular breakout. Like, that's what's really strange to me. So there's only one with like almost 700 views, but everything else is kind of, right around that. So one of two things is happening here. It's possible that there are some subjects that are what I call sticky. In other words, you get more subscribers per view. Things like teaching people how to grow on YouTube is one of them. Like, you can get a lot more subscribers per view in that niche than you can in some other niches. Teaching niches tend to be that way. So it's possible that because there's a lot of how-to here, that people are subscribing because they want to learn how to make more of this stuff. Secondarily, like, the stuff all feels in line with each other, with the exception of maybe one or two. Like, there's some weirdness at the beginning. Banana Taser is a little different than Life Hack, but more recently, like, this kind of matchstick thing and it all feels similar-ish, right? So there's a cool feeling here of, what looked like what was happening is initially we're trying to make different things and testing experiments and stuff, but is more kind of settled into creation of cool little houses with matchsticks and stuff. And I think that's a niche that I'm not aware of. I'm sure there is other channels to do this, but I suspect that if you really narrow this down and continue to hammer that, you actually might have a pretty healthy channel here. It's interesting.
Yeah, very early stages of that, but yeah, so mini brick house, matchstick, that seems to be another keyword. I'm curious, just looking at this thumbnail here, does this mean that once you build it, you set it on fire?
That would be really interesting at the end. That's actually, that would be pretty cool.
So let's just find out. I think the answer is yes. All right, okay.
That's pretty cool. So you have to stay to the end. Wow.
So maybe you would think naturally that might be, oh no, you do sort of show the final product at the beginning. Okay. All right, so yeah, you do include that in the intro. So there's some nice little video.
So I
formats
wonder
going there.
if that should be teased in the thumbnail or title as well.
Like a before and after, built and then on fire.
Yeah, built and burnt could be like the series.
Oh,
Built
that's
and
a
Burnt.
nice channel name. That built and burnt. Yeah,
Build and burn. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of fun because then you know what you're getting into. And let's just say you're watching. You're going through your thumbnails and stuff, and you're looking at videos on your homepage, and these are like nice looking. But what if you'd be more interested in the burning part, but you don't even realize that exists because you can't really tell here. So I wonder if maybe they're burying the lead in a weird way. Like maybe they should be making that a bigger deal.
Yeah, they do it on all their videos, all of his match day. Yeah, they do the burning at the end.
I think it's a cool idea. I would totally watch a channel like this. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, interesting. What do we think about the thumbnails? There's been a definite shift here from deciding to remove the text, and they're just focusing on the buildings. But as you say, I think what we do is we might modify it by setting, the some moment of excitement and intrigue when a thing is on fire. Do you think that needs text, or do you think they're going in the right direction there, Travis?
I think if you do the fire thing, you don't need text on it at all. I think it becomes painfully obvious what's going on, and I think that's a cool enough hook.
In fact, I've just noticed here. I think on this video, I can see a little match.
Yeah, it's not extreme enough. Like you'd almost want to see it on fire to be able to tell. Like I didn't even notice that until you pointed it out.
Yeah,
like I see what they're trying to go, but you can't really tell.
You could search for the channel Lavina. It's Lavina.
This one.
Yeah, I think this is where they're modeling this from.
Okay.
The biggest thing here, I would say, is the dark background.
Yeah.
On these thumbnails, it makes everything kind of pop a lot better.
Yeah, there's a certain level of thumbnail quality that's just a bit better. It's that solid background. I think you're right there, Dan. But I can see how this might be an influence for the channel, definitely.
Yeah, I also think that this channel is the thing they're doing that the channel we're looking at should probably learn from is all of this stuff is very simple. Like it photographs well, you can tell what it is, and it's all very inclusive. Whereas these thumbnails, you can tell it's a very intricate thing, but it's just not the best photo. I made a big rocket, and they made a matchstick volcano. They build it, looks really cool, and then at the end it blows.
Failing us right now.
Like right on the page. If you refresh the library.
Dan's gone.
We're back.
I think we're back. Are we back, everybody? Just let us know in the chat.
Yeah, we're back.
Okay, looks like we're back. So I think we were just briefly mentioning like how can we make these buildings perhaps more exciting, maybe thinking about popular culture in some way, something about Minecraft, but at the same time, this channel is only 2 months old, so you've still got a lot of room to breathe and explore with this interesting topic. So thank you, David's Experiments. Hopefully we didn't lose too much there in our audits. Let's go to the next channel. I was holding these back in case Alan was able to rejoin us, but I think Alan's... we were going to have Alan Spicer on, I forgot to mention. Yeah, he was our guest, but I think whatever's happened to his computer is terminal. So let's audit the channels that he
and
picked.
contagious.
Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it's spread to mine. The next channel we're going to look at here is Teen Wealth. Finance, budgeting, investing, dumbed down. This channel has 261 subscribers, and they're tying themselves into a very interesting topic right now, which is basically stonks and lots of it. Yeah, I think we'll start with you again, Travis, here on this one.
I love that idea that trying to empower teens with money. I think that's such a cool, smart idea. They've only been at for like 3 months or something and already have almost 300 subscribers, which is great. Some really good channel views on some of these videos, like the stock, and just really cool. Yeah, it's a smart subject to go into. It's probably well underserved because most people aren't thinking teenagers are going to worry about amassing any type of wealth or any kind of anything like that. So I think, and she looks like she's going into different type of subjects. Why not print more money? What people tell you about starting a new business, like cool stuff. I would definitely go into teaching how to start like an online business, like drop shipping or Etsy or something like that. I don't see that yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that might be a cool little side deal there. I love it.
Real estate for
I
teens.
don't know about real estate for teens, but I mean, it might be a little bit much. But yeah, I mean, some of this stuff is really important. I think the smart move is talking about things like Bitcoin because it's something that's interesting to a lot of age groups, and not as kind of seemingly old or stuffy as like stocks and bonds. I think Bitcoin's kind of the cool thing. But also explain how to do like little side hustle. Like I said, sell on eBay, sell on Amazon, that sort of thing. I think that might do well for you as well.
Yeah, I think let's just highlight all of the positives of this channel. You're a younger creator and you're targeting a topic that is popular right now, but probably underserved by your age group, which is brilliant. I think there's always somewhat of an advantage to a female creator being in such a space as well, because I think whenever we've looked at finance channels so far, it's predominantly been males of like 20 plus. So I think there's an advantage there. And the channel focus from the very beginning is right on point. I mean, there's sometimes this temptation to maybe do a little bit of a vlog or a day in a life of, especially for younger creators. But no, you're sticking to, I think, what is probably underserved in education around the world here, in like finance, getting your understanding finances before you actually need to start handling them when you get a job or have some money to actually play with. So I think those are all of the brilliant things about this channel. Let's now get on to the thumbnails, which I think need a little bit of refining, if we would all agree with this. The white text on the fairly bright, somewhat washed out blue backgrounds isn't working all of the time. But having said that, I think in their last two thumbnails, they're starting to address that a little bit with adjusting the text a little bit. But are there any more thumbnail suggestions, perhaps, from any of us?
Yeah, I agree. The text, you need to make sure you have contrasting colors, something that's going to be legible. These last couple are a little bit better. And also try to figure out the fewer words, the better on thumbnails. Sometimes I think you nail it in 2 or 3 words, and sometimes I feel like there's maybe a little bit too much.
I also wonder if there's any opportunities here to maybe share this creator's own financial journey, because there's a lot of explainers here, but are they sort of emphasizing if they're making any money out of this? And usually when we talk about finances and including some sort of value intrigue, money intrigue in a thumbnail, we're talking about thousands of dollars. But maybe here this channel can talk about how they make maybe $5 a day on stocks, or how they're able to save $20 a week through Bitcoin or cryptocurrency and do it safely for their age group. I'm wondering if there's an opportunity there, because I'm not seeing anything really about I guess the risks and rewards of finance. It's all explainers, and maybe that's where you want to go, but I'm just wondering if that might be another avenue for you as well. But yeah, really encouraging stuff here from Team Wealth. So let's move on to the next channel, which is, I'm just looking at the top here. Who were we going to look at? It was this one. Yeah. All right. So Good Vibes Wrestling. Now, although we very rarely audit wrestling channels on the live stream, I would say there's 3, in some way, shape or form, passionate wrestling fans, myself, Travis, and Dan H. So let's take a look at this one as a group. We're almost approaching 100 subscribers. I think Dan H, if you want to chime in first on this one, what are we looking at here?
Yeah, absolutely. Good Vibes Wrestling. I like the name of it. Obviously, wrestling doesn't always have good vibes, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to stick to that. I think, looking at the thumbnails, I love that obviously you're using, notable faces and notable names to draw people in, but I think they're very busy. There's a lot going on in the background when there is an individual picture. A lot of times there's a lot of people going on in these, and you have to remember, you look at that Double or Nothing thumbnail, that's probably from the poster, so it's something that AEW is using to promote their own show. But a lot of people are going to be looking at your channel in a very tiny mobile thumbnail, so they're seeing this as a 2-inch picture, not a giant poster. So it's really hard to pick out. Even you could see sort of Cody Rhodes or John Moxley, and they're sort of in there, but it's super hard, as you're scrolling by to see some of those names, some of those faces. So really try and slow down with some of that. Pick just a couple like really big images that you want to focus on, and that's really going to tell the story, because wrestling fans are going to know these faces. They're going to know kind of a bit of what's going on. So when you have intrigue, you could add a little bit of text, a little bit of mystery to it, but I don't think you have to sell it over the top outside of just a couple really prominent images. You have two fighters on an image. I think the immediate thought from any of us is, oh, are these guys fighting? Are they feuding? Are they teaming up together? So there's already a bit of intrigue there. I don't think then necessarily you need to slap a bunch of text on top of it, especially when it's not, very interesting text. A lot of this is, a very standard font. There's not a lot of, it's a white font with a black border to it. There's not a lot of interest and intrigue going on there. So again, just from the thumbnail perspective, really try and simplify things. Don't go too crazy with everything you have going on here.
Yeah, I think in particular the text doesn't work at all for me, just because it's not a thick font. And the color doesn't often work. I think the best example of where it works all right is in this one. And as you say, Dan, this is an example where they're just using one wrestler. So it's like a single idea and a single character. And I think that's better for the audience to focus on. But we've still got a couple of issues. The logo at the bottom left-hand corner. And then the timestamp is covering over AEW. So be aware of that. What do you think, Travis, about the theme here? It feels as if it's wrestling updates for what's going on right now, and although I think that's a good starting point, it's also, I think, already a very competitive space in YouTube wrestling.
Yeah, it's difficult. Like, you kind of want to do commentary, you kind of want to do news updates. It's a difficult thing, because in order to grow in a niche like this, you probably would want to cover the news, and for people who don't get to see every single thing, give them as much of an update as possible. But then also pay attention to like what people are connecting with. I think some of these thumbnails are actually pretty good. So I think as much of anything, it is just a matter of continuing to work at it. And they've only been at it for 3 months. So yeah. I mean, listen, it's a pretty good start for 3 months. A lot of content for 3 months.
Exactly. 3 months, 50 to 100 videos. You've probably already got quite a lot of data here to look at. So if there's anything in particular that stands out, I mean, we can only look at the most popular. But why are some of these videos getting maybe 400 views or more? Is it the particular topic? Is it the particular wrestling franchise? Is it particularly the thumbnail? Is it the timing? Were you able to get this information out before anyone else? I think there are some patterns that you should be able to maybe try and identify with your content. So yeah, that is all Good Vibes Wrestling. And I know we're going off on a complete tangent here, but I just want to mention to Dan and Travis, I'm not joking. Whenever I go for lunch, I watch this channel, Wrestling Bios, because it's all the stuff from the 1990s. And every single week, they're comparing Raw and Nitro, during Monday Night Wars. Really interesting, fascinating stuff, and they're getting tons of views. Anyway, that's a complete sidebar point. Nobody will be interested in that other than maybe the three of us. So let's go now to some shout-outs. This is where channels have submitted, and Dan's picked out a few channels that we're going to shout out. We're not necessarily going to audit them, but as what happened last week, it doesn't exclude you from being randomly picked later on. We just want to try and acknowledge the hundreds of people who submit every single week by shouting you all out. So Dan C, are you back from your breaking character? All right, so you're going to do the first shout out here, and it is
Mike. It's Mike MNM. I'm not sure what the last three characters stand for. These are very interesting thumbnails that they've got going on. It looks like they're primarily into Rocket League, and I think I'm very encouraged by how they're experimenting with thumbnails, because a lot of the Rocket League channels I've seen, they all look kind of the same. Like the live stream thumbnail is actually how most Rocket League thumbnails look. If I was to give one piece of advice, I would say to change up your live stream thumbnails a little bit, make them more intriguing like some of these other ones that you've got.
Some hardcore live streaming there, 5 hours. This channel's definitely not about the Mandalorian, no, except for maybe one mention in one of the Rocket League videos. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I'll save that one for you, Dan, later on. So, Travis, you were going to say hello to
Formula Digital. Almost like Digital Formula. Formula Digital. Crash Special. Looks like some, is this a car sim game or something like that?
Looks that way, yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Doing little shorts and some longs. Got some shorts and some longs. And been going on for about a year, but has kind of slowed down over the last couple of months. So Formula Digital. Good to see. Almost at 150.
Look at the view counts. Like, this channel is
high.
doing phenomenal for how many videos they've put out. It's just a shame you're not capitalizing on this and making more content.
Yeah.
I think many creators would kill for that sort of momentum from a channel that's still relatively young, video-wise. I'm going to say hello to Shirley's Beauty Discovery. You have 440 subscribers. And I think this is a beauty channel from a generation that we don't often see in the beauty space. So I think you're leveraging a unique opportunity there. I think maybe the thumbnails do need a little bit of work. Sometimes you're using text which is very difficult to read, or there's just too much of it, where maybe the hero should be the product that you're holding up, or focusing in on maybe the makeup that's on your face. I think, as far as I'm aware, it's a beauty channel. But yeah, some promising stuff there for your channel. So just keep it up as you go forward. Lots of content as well, almost daily content. Very encouraging to see. Dan H, you are going to say hello to
WEQ, maybe. It looks like a Terraria channel. So we got a gaming channel here coming up very close on 2,000 subscribers. So a big congratulations to them there. Lots of bright colors here that are very representative of the game. As far as I know it, not that I've played much of it. And obviously, this is a bit of, not that it's a huge channel, but they're around 2,000 subscribers. So it seems like they're experimenting a little bit. And this most recent short, which I assume is a short, 16 seconds long, 6,300 views over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But that's also their most recent video, which means they have not uploaded anything in the last 3 weeks. So again, we talked just recently about capitalizing on success. Within the last month, you have 24,000 views, 34,000 views, a few shorts with over 5,000 views. Now's the time to sort of capitalize on some of this recent success. So try and, make a little bit more content. And, it's always interesting for something like this where, they put this channel in our submission forms within the last week, meaning that they are interested in having their channel looked at. They're still on YouTube. They're still thinking about it, but then have not uploaded in the last few weeks. So obviously it could be a personal issue, could be something, but obviously we know that they want to grow, and it's not too late, right? These videos have performed well. Obviously there's something going correct here. Be consistent, make some more content, experiment a little bit and have fun with it. But, you're still within that window of a perfect opportunity to grow.
I do like this thumbnail in particular and the title. Black Cats Don't Take Fall Damage. It's an interesting one. I'm just curious. Right. So are these not shorts? Are these short videos but not shorts?
Great cloud.
Interesting. Dan C, you know a little bit about that area of content creation soon. Maybe you're going to make a video on that in the near future. But as you say, just capitalizing on this, it seems as if this channel is leading the way with Terraria. I can never say this right. Terraria short form content, not necessarily shorts. And just before others flood the market with similar content, you should make sure you're standing out. Maybe we should audit this channel a little bit more, but it is a shout out. So Dan, we're going to move on to the next one, and you are shouting out this one. I picked this one especially for you. Hey, see that?
Fishing with what?
Ibarra.
You did mean me. Okay.
No.
Fishing with Ibarra. All right. So new videos every Thursday. Well, let's see if that holds up. If we scroll down just a little bit, a week ago, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Okay. So sorta. And it looks like they're experimenting with shorts. It is a fishing channel, though. I do wonder if the audience for fishing channels would appreciate more long-form content. A lot of fishing channels I've seen don't necessarily just do shorts. They do a little more like vlog content. They're in the boat. They're doing different things. But yeah, I know that's just a shout out. I would say that one piece of advice for you would be to do more of thumbnails like the carp fishing one, except put the catch even bigger. Every time you catch something in that video, make that the thumbnail. Make that fish fill as much of the frame as possible, because that's one thing I know about fishing channels is that people want to see the catch. It's a huge tease as to what they're going to see in the video, and that makes them very, very, very clickable. So these thumbnails where you're putting yourself in there and then blurring your head out, just go right up to the lens with the catch.
This is probably going in the right direction, isn't it, Dan? Just showing the catch.
That's
rather
a
than trying
lot
to
closer.
Get yourself in the thumbnail. And finally, Travis, the shout out for you is
Electric Pitara. Pitara? I don't know. Electric Pitara. Okay.
Sure, let's go with that.
And it looks like a lot of live streams, and they are looking at something in space, I think, all the time. That's kinda cool.
Rockets, stuff that's going on outside of a world.
Some pretty short live streams, like a 30-minute live stream, but then some normal hour and a half live streams. So cool stuff. If you're in space and you want to look at live streams of space stuff, I guess I'm going to come here. Cool stuff.
Seems like a hard pivot here as well. That they've just done live streams for the last month. Before they were a bit more electrical engineering, like PCB boards and that type of thing. So is that
maybe their interest change or something?
Is that a permanent pivot there? Interesting to maybe look at you in a couple of weeks. So those are our shout-outs. As I say, it does not discount you from being selected later on. Actually now, because we're going to do some random picks. This is how the next section works. I have the 2 forms here. These are the channels that submitted. We're up to 325 submissions on both forms. So we'll let the claw pick our next channel, which is going to be 179. And I think we'll go with a gaming channel to start off with. So let's see what we got here. They're calling themselves the Bester Gamer, I think. And this is what we are going to audit right now. First impressions are... But they love beans. We can confirm this.
I'm sensing it's a meme channel.
Approaching 900 subscribers. What makes you say that, Dan? It's this thumbnail for me.
Yeah, the banner, the thumbnails. Don't click this video. Stuff like that.
Remember those? Those are great.
Yeah.
Oh, the executables are back. Yeah.
Yeah. There we
Thank
go.
you.
So
there you go.
Here's the question, though: are they back? That's the thing about meme channels. You want to make sure that your memes are up to date. You know, if they're not as dank as they can be, you're setting yourself up for failure. So when it comes to any channel like this, the thing we tend to recommend, if I'm not mistaken, is can you meme things that are a little more current, you know? And the latest video is actually pretty encouraging. 110 views 10 hours ago, and you're focused on Rick being in Fortnite, which I do think was some news that dropped. So I think so. It was on Twitter. I don't follow Fortnite very well, so forgive me if I have my details skewed a little bit, but I think you're on the right track with that video. And can you do more things like that? If you're going to focus on Fortnite, that's awesome. Good to, focus on the news of the day and kind of give it your own spin. But from there, is there anything else from the real world that you can kind of bring into it? Give people a sense of what the video is going to be about, because we've seen people do the do not click this video. I'm guessing those are only successful when the channel has some sort of following already, or maybe the first person to ever do it was very successul and now it's not. People try to jump on that trend and it just doesn't work out.
People are like, yep, okay, I won't.
Yeah, no problem.
Thumbnails aren't too bad, are they? They're of a fairly decent standard so far.
Yeah, thumbnails I think are pretty good, actually. The latest ones feels a little busy, but this is a nitpick. I would actually be, if I were them, I'd be very excited that a video that's only 10 hours old already got over 100 views, where when we look at some of their view counts, videos that have been up a month have 200 views.
Yeah.
And that would be the final point for me, more content. I mean, you have a couple videos you posted very close together, and then, it drops off to like a month ago that you posted your last video.
I think the final thing I will say is that because we're noticing things that we've seen in other meme channels, like don't click on this video, the arena.exe, I think viewers can already get perhaps this type of meme stuff elsewhere. So how are you going to differentiate yourself? I'm sure we looked at a meme channel, I'm trying to remember from a couple of weeks ago, but there were memes on a very specific game that wasn't Fortnite, and that kind of gave them a unique perspective in the meme world. So it's just the challenge of you've got a very saturated market to competing. So do consider how your memes, while still being memes, can provide something brand new for the audience. So that is Best the Gamer. Let's move on to a non-gaming channel this time, and we're going to do 294. Let's see what we have here. All right, then. They're calling themselves the Wild Generation, Wilderness Survival. I'm not sure if we've covered many of these types of channels before. All right, then. So the channel has over 100 subscribers. And yeah, it really does look like a channel of how to survive off the grid, so to speak. When should you blow on a fire? How to shoot an arrow and hit a bullseye. Hard boil an egg in a paper cup over a fire. That's very definitive in what you're going to find out in that video. So what are general impressions here for this channel, which is a few months old at this point?
So I'm getting wilderness vlog vibes. Are there any other outdoor survival kind of channels we might try and learn something from to give some advice here? Because I don't know. Some of these look like, I really like the one, when should you blow on a fire? I like that thumbnail. I like the concept, but it's kind of thought of a full background. Okay. Oh, that's
the very top listicles or like surviving for 30 days challenge.
I like these ones with the shelter built out. You know, kind of a before and after on that one.
Survival tips again.
So what all of these seem to have in common for me is a high level of intrigue. There's I would probably watch any of these. Like there's something very interesting going on, and a lot of them were clear. Like I'm going to build this shelter in this video without even reading the title, but I assume that's what's happening, and that's kind of what you want. You want people making assumptions without even reading the title. So this is the most popular?
Yeah, I was just wondering if maybe these titles are just almost a little too specific. That they're perhaps the searches. I mean, often we talk about really niching down, but maybe the searches do need to be a bit more broad and try and capture the survival keyword, or living outdoors or living in the wilderness keywords. Again, I think you need to do some keyword research yourself to understand the language surrounding this area. I'm just not sure who's searching for how to shoot an arrow and hit a bullseye specifically. Might that be more tied into how to hunt in the wild in 2021? Maybe that's more intriguing in some way. But I'm similar to you, Dan. Here, I'm coming from a great level of naivety for this topic. So, Dan H and Travis, if you do have any more thoughts on this.
I mean, that's an interesting point, right? Because how to shoot an arrow, hit a bullseye, that's almost more like sporting. And you expect that if you search for that, you're probably looking to get better at archery, more specific than sort of survival and wilderness. And like you said, if you are into this kind of stuff, maybe like, bushwhacking and survival and wilderness are sort of more the terms you would probably include in that. So it would be how to shoot an arrow. If you're a wilderness, if you're looking at it from this perspective, you might include some of those keywords in your search as well. That way you're sort of eliminating a lot of the sports Olympic style archery stuff and looking for this kind of stuff specifically. So I would definitely try and play around with those keywords, in your titles, in your descriptions, make it, pretty clear. And like you said, the research is going to be super important on this because your niche, but you need to know what people are searching for to sort of find, what these videos are going to be about. I wonder also if sort of locations and stuff like that could be an interesting play. Is your wilderness survival in a specific area of the country, in a specific area in the world? Are you camping in certain places and sort of exploring it? I know we haven't done this survival stuff, but we've done some of the channels that do like, oh, I'm camping, roadside kind of things, or, kind of hidden sleeper camping kind of stuff. And I think that plays into this a little bit. And I think a lot of those channels are specific about where they are, when they are, sort of that kind of stuff. And then obviously the how-to stuff, I think looks like you're doing a good job of creating that kind of content. So I would stick with that kind of stuff, fires, tents, lean-tos, camping, setting up that kind of stuff. And then the essentials that you'll need, right? What to bring with you, a top 10 list of the best items for a person on the go, or, for your panic bag and things like that. And I think you're going to get a lot of interest from stuff like that.
I was just trying to find like a channel of maybe a similar size that they could use as a reference point. Feels as if it's actually quite a really competitive space. There's a lot of large channels, hundreds of thousands of subscribers and more, who tend to dominate this, even on a weekly basis. So it could be some channel saturation, which is going to be a bit of a challenge there.
That'll be tough too, because like you said, it kind of blends into hunting and fishing and stuff like that. So there are definitely a lot of big channels in that area, and they're probably getting a bit of search from this, and may also be doing similar videos where they're going out and hunting and then also setting up, sort of their wilderness kind of survival thing, which is probably why those keywords are going to be even more important to try and separate yourself from that. And then maybe, niching down is an interest. Like maybe you do a ton of videos on one specific aspect of it and try and build yourself up in that area, and then can broaden out a little bit more from there.
Thank you for that, Dan. Let's pick a gaming channel again. Oh, I think we've got a Gacha Life channel. Oh.
And I'm out.
Ooh. Dan's checking out on this one. I assume Travis is going to remain silent. So Dan, C and I, it's up to us. Hang on, I think we
seen
audited this channel before. Yeah, I think we audited this one last week, actually.
Yeah, we very well could have. It's very familiar to me.
Is it gaming? Because I'm pretty sure we only audited Minecraft channels last week for 2 hours.
Well, this was one of the ones that wasn't. And I think JJ was here and even commented as well.
Yeah, because we wanted to get her daughter in to help us out with the audit, because she knew what Gacha Life was.
Yeah.
So I think what I remember saying is that they had a tie into Gacha Undertale Reacts. Yeah, they were definitely firing on all cylinders with that. So continuing to leverage that. But then the next video they did was something that wasn't about that at all, it seems. And I think your audience and YouTube has kind of told you that's kind of not really what we want to see on the channel.
Yeah, and the title of this latest video isn't very strong either. Call an ambulance, but not for me.
Yeah.
It's a little vague. I would have put, the name of the game or Gacha Life or something in there that relates to that particular audience.
I mean, the momentum is very clear here, even though the likes and dislikes are a little curious. I'm just wondering if it's been shared anywhere, or what's the... Feels as if this might be being shared off of YouTube, just given the small amount of engagement and comments. But I could be wrong there. But I think we'll move on, because, it was a case of just continuing to leverage this Undertale Reacts structure, which you did do last week. So we'll probably randomly pick you next week, and then we'll find out what you've done for the next week. So let's pick another channel, and I think we'll stay on gaming just to be fair to our gaming submissions. So we'll do 102, and we'll look at Tamer Vlogs. Let's see what they have to offer us. Ooh, what's that game? Quickly.
Fortnite.
Oh, right, Fortnite. Just a very blurry image from Fortnite, it looks like. Because I was thinking it was Civilization 5, just because of how blurry it was.
Yeah, and zoomed out.
Yeah,
I would update that banner, I think. Okay. So this is another case of thumbnails and titles, I think. My boat is vibin'. I'm not sure that's Fortnite, but the problem is the name of the game isn't even in the title, so we're stacking the deck against ourselves right now. And I think a lot of these videos could fall into that category.
And this is a channel I think is making content as if they are a well-known established creator, so they can experiment with like these challenges. And I did this on Fortnite, and I'm sure you'll find it interesting. And I don't think the views are too bad here, actually. Getting close to 100 views on most videos, which is encouraging for a channel of your size. So I'm on this occasion, I'm not necessarily going to tell you to stop making this type of content, but maybe just introducing a couple of tutorials here and there. I kind of feel as if this one might have some tutorial elements to it, like how to get maybe the pokey emote in Fortnite would have been a better way to pitch that, because just looking at the title, I had no clue what this video was about, but I think it's about maybe an item that you can get from the shop in Fortnite.
And there was an opportunity there to take the character, cut them out nice and big, like waist up, so they can fill out half the frame. And just, I think going and leveling up your thumbnail game, that's going to take some work on your end. You're going to need to look up tutorials and find some editing software that works for you. Look up tutorials on that, learn about it, learn how to use it. And these are all things that I think every YouTuber just needs to take the time to do. We all need to level up our own skills.
And I would just say as well, because I spoke about this in a video yesterday, actually, where I go back and watch your videos from 6 months ago. And when you watch them, hopefully you'll be saying something along the lines of, this video is actually quite bad. There's so many things I see wrong in it. I can make improvements. And then your most recent video should kind of reflect that. But it kind of feels as if this channel hasn't gone anywhere in the last 6 to 12 months. It feels as if you're doing the same thumbnails, the same type of content, and you're not gaining any traction. So there's probably a lot of data to look at on your channel as well to try and understand where you may be able to leverage some more successful content.
I think that's something interesting, if I could jump in here, because
yeah, sure.
Fortnite is a game that, has sort of evolved in many ways, right? Because it's been around for so long. So they're always finding new ways, new characters, new things, new level, new maps, but new ways to sort of interact with the game to keep interest up high. And in a way, your channel should reflect that if you're going to be, sort of a blanket Fortnite channel. So again, if you're making the same Fortnite content that you were making, a year ago, 2 years ago, realize that Fortnite is changing in a way to kind of keep the interest of their players. And I think you really need to evolve along with that. But that also gives you a great opportunity to evolve, because now there's new things coming into the game, and those should be some of the things that you should be focusing on a little bit more.
And then Dan, did you have anything to add, or are you good?
Test new things. I mean, and that plays right into what Dan was just saying. Test new things all the time. It looks like that channel hasn't tested a new type of video for a very, very long time.
All right, Travis, your lead up batter for this one. You've got an average of 364 with 17 channel audit home runs. How are you going to bat to this channel?
I love the color combination here, Cymax, which looks like it is, what is this? So a little review there, unboxing limited edition subscriber, something or other, great taste. Looks like it's a personality channel.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, at first I thought it was maybe, tech or something, but no, there's a one review, but everything else is more like personality based. I do like that there's like a bit of a branding here.
Yeah.
But it's just a bit of everything. Looks like a little bit of everything. Yeah, I don't see anything particularly that. It's not like he consistently does the same thing. So there's experiments, but I think I've seen maybe one or two of those, and then random things. There it is. There's the phrase that I love to see. In other words, I don't know what else to put here, so I'm going to say random things. Yeah, and then a lot of the stuff is older, so you can see there's a big difference between like the older content and the current content. Like at the very least, in the last couple of months, I feel like there's a better. First of all, the thumbnails are a lot better, but even like a better kind of understanding of what they were trying to do, like the taste test, the Mentos, like those are pretty cool. Halloween Wish, those type of things. But I'm still unsure exactly what I would get if I subscribe to this channel. Like, what would be the next video that comes? I have no idea.
Yeah, it feels almost like a cross between a YouTube channel and a creative portfolio where they're just doing things that they like to experiment with and hoping that viewers watch it. Now, having said that, the view counts are quite promising. It's interesting to know that when you maybe do a review on a piece of tech which has more searchable credibility to it, it has more views than other stuff. Not saying that that's what you should do. You should focus on tech, but it's just an example of how searchable stuff, when you're a smaller channel, has a tendency to get more views because you actually can get discovered, as opposed to suggested and browse, where probably right now, YouTube doesn't really know who your audience is, so it doesn't know who to serve up this content to, and that's just the challenge of all creators when they first start out. Because I look at this DJI Osmo 3 one, and then How to Make Orange Juice, which is some sort of short mini movie. Those feel as if they should exist on entirely different channels, but again, we don't necessarily say you should do that yet because you're still just finding where you are as a content creator.
Yeah, exactly. I would find something that works and stick with it on this channel and hammer it down and see what happens. The implication here is that it's a sci-fi or science channel. So maybe a little bit more of that where it's obvious. And plus the last couple of months have been kind of slow on content. So
like it feels like there's a cadence of one video a month right now. So especially when you're moving from short movie to tech review to, I think, something about maybe video effects as a short. You're just never really going to get that launching pad for your channel to, first of all, invite an audience into your content and then get them to return for something, because it'll almost be like, oh yeah, that DJI Osmo thing was interesting. And then a month later, I remember I watched something on this channel. I can't remember what it was about, and now I don't know why I'm being recommended this.
Right, exactly.
That is Cymax, though. I've some promising stuff there, especially with branding, as you say. Travis are putting a lot of effort in their thumbnails recently. Let's pick another channel. We're getting through a lot of random channels here, which is good. 248. We'll do a gaming channel this time. Let's see what we find. Oh, this one's a good start. Random games.
Here we go.
All right, random games. What we're gonna bring up here. This is going to be a very specified channel on Pokemon.
Pixelmon, which is Minecraft.
Oh, Pixelmon. Sorry. Oh, I got tricked there. Right.
Well, living up to the channel name, not the banner, but the channel name. That said, well, wait a minute. No, that Minecraft. Okay. So those last three videos all have like the same title.
Yeah.
Can we look at like the content just for a sec on those? Like, what is that?
Oh, yeah, there's something really interesting I just want to point out here in a second. Right, let's have a look at this. A trailer for something. It's 10 seconds long. Is it maybe a Minecraft movie? Oh, that was Peach at the end there. We jumped the shark there a little bit with two games. Ooh. You are a peasant as well.
First time we've seen trailers and shorts today. It's kind of interesting that people are making trailers and putting them on the short shelf. I don't know if that's really the right use for it, but I mean, maybe it's been working for somebody. It looks like they're teasing something. Those are 3 different trailers, I think, for the same thing that they've been working on for some time. So a rather large project.
So some shorts doing well here. I just wanted to point out this. We talk about thumbnails and how sometimes too much on a thumbnail can be, it's just chaos and a viewer's going to have no idea what the thumbnail's about.
Yeah.
I look at this thumbnail and I think they tried to include every single Pokemon character maybe in a thumbnail.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is the video's actually done quite well. It's like got 1,000 views. Having said that, I think this is an example of where sometimes a lot of something on screen can be quite effective. That's almost like organized chaos, because it's the same image repeated over and over again, which gives you a sense of scale, a lot of something happening. And that video performed even better, which is encouraging. And these are all shorts, so that kind of muddies the performance waters a little bit, that shorts can do very well, irrespective of thumbnails. But I find that interesting. Pokemon videos seem to do well on this channel, Dan, generally speaking.
So there's a big popular Minecraft mod known as Pixelmon. It basically incorporates Pokemon and Pokemon elements into Minecraft.
Is this what it is? And all of these are Pixelmon?
I think so. Yeah. At first I wasn't sure, but yeah, I do think so. I would make sure though that all the thumbnails look like Pixelmon. They don't look like regular Pokemon. They should all relate back to Minecraft in that way. I also think you have some breakouts here that you failed to capitalize on properly.
Right.
You had some videos like this second one here. Every Gig Max, I don't know how to say that. Pokemon and the new, all the title's truncated, but you gave something of value to the audience, is what I wanted to point out. every one of these Pokemon. You're going to learn about it right now in 27 seconds. So it's kind of interesting. I wonder how that video looks. It obviously reached a lot of people. And when you're just starting out, that's the kind of thing you want to be doing. You want to make videos that appeal to a broader audience, but on a focused subject. And you've picked the focused subject, but we don't always capitalize on those kinds of moments. So that's kind of what you need to be working on. I also think it's a weird call to post 3 trailers for an episode of your Minecraft Let's Play, just in the middle of the Let's Play too. It's not for the whole series. It's just for one episode, and you've posted 3 trailers, but you haven't posted the actual video.
Yeah.
So a lot of hype there, a lot of extra work there too.
All right, so random games. Hopefully you can maybe reorganize your channel name, because you're clearly less than random on your channel.
I would think of a name related to Pixelmon.
Yeah,
Pixelmon Pro or something that's going to resonate with that audience.
Bluish Dots. All right, some very nice channel banner there, and it's clearly an animation channel. And let's just say this, for a channel with 100 subscribers, congratulations on 100 subscribers. Fantastic illustrations in the thumbnails. I'm not sure they clearly communicate to me what the videos are about just yet, but I'm been exposed to your channel for the first time. Okay, so it looks as if this channel is trying to create a series of animated characters who have useless superpowers, which sounds quite quirky and funny.
Yeah, I like that. That's pretty funny.
I'm wondering if there's a way to communicate one of their useless powers in the thumbnails, just to add a bit more intrigue. Because for Goldfish Man, maybe it's that they forget what they're trying to rescue every 3 seconds or something. That would be one of my guesses as one of their useless superpowers. I really do want to just not listen to one of these videos, but just watch one and just get an idea of the animation quality here. Seems of a high standard, very high standard. So that's promising as well.
Goldfish Man, that's funny. Oh, I like it. I want to watch this.
Yeah, I think this is similar to, although not quite. I think Jonk is also in the same sort of space a little bit here, and I guess the next thing is, as with all animation channels, their problem is output, because it takes so long to do these animations. We've seen a big gap here between 5 months ago and then a week ago, just 3 videos made. I wonder if maybe you could repurpose some of these animations into shorts, perhaps. Maybe not on this channel. Maybe just experiment on another channel and then just have them titled Useless Superpowers of I don't know. Well, yeah, you could probably use the same title. I'm just trying to think of ideas to get this content to reach more people.
I think one idea, if I could jump in here, is that, like we said, it's an animation channel, so it's going to live or die sort of on the content, if it's funny or interesting and how it looks. There is a Reddit subreddit that sort of matches this kind of idea, very similar. I mean, it's shitty superpowers, so it's a little bit different, but there is sort of an opportunity there. If you see sort of interesting suggestions in that subreddit, and people are essentially sort of making jokes but talking about things that are along this line, superpowers that would be almost useless or kind of silly to have, and then you can make an animation based on some of their suggestions. Get sort of, get your links into there, or just post it being like, hey, I love this subreddit. I made an animation based on this person's suggestion. And again, that may draw eyeballs to you. It's a subreddit that has, I think I looked quick, close to 500,000 members. I see it pop up on, popular or are popular all the time. So it definitely gets a good amount of engagement and traction. And that's a good way to do something where you're not forcing yourself into this community, because it's, it's the stuff that you're doing. It's, you're definitely going along the line with it, but then you could add some value to that community where you're using your talents to play off of the suggestions and the things that people like already, and then as a byproduct of that are also promoting your YouTube channel.
That's the thing, isn't it, Dan? If you're going to maybe potentially promote some of your own work, wrap it up in something of high value for that community. Like you're doing this for free, basically. You're turning some of these Reddit posts into cool animations. And sometimes You do have to do it a couple of times before it's really recognized and seen to be valuable, but I think that's a fantastic idea. So, do check out that Reddit community if you're not already in there, Bluish. I suspect you may be aware of it, but if you're not, you've just tapped into 500,000 potential viewers there. So thanks for the advice, Dan. Again, you've gone magma. You are white hot today. Which is good work. That must have been a non-gaming channel, right? So let's go to a gaming channel. And we're going to look at CCK Rosco next and see what they have to offer us. Not too much in the channel banner other than their name. So it's Warhammer.
All right.
Oh, I didn't realize there was a Total War version of Warhammer. That's interesting.
Oh. Well, they definitely have their niche.
Yeah.
That is promising.
But who wants to watch quick battles on any game?
Mm-hmm.
I think the titling strategy here is... I hesitate to say all wrong, but given that you've done 30 of these now and the traction seems to be about the same in every video, it's maybe time to experiment with something a little different.
Yeah, I would be experimenting with titles and thumbnails. Here's the first question: is there a reason to string all of these together with episode numbers?
Yeah.
Do these battles roll one into the next, or you have to watch 15 before you can watch 16? Because that's how you're presenting them. And if new viewers do happen to find them, it looks like a series that they long missed out on because the episodes are into the 30s now and they're not going to go back and watch, 1 through 30.
I'm just doing this. Is it Warhammer 2? Right, How to Total War Warhammer 2.
Here we go. So when we talk about thumbnails, these are the videos you're competing with right now. If you're going into tutorial content, that is.
I think it's worth doing some experiment with tutorial content, even if it is still wrapped within a quick battle. You could tell people specifically something you did in that battle that turns into a tutorial. I always maintain that you can keep the content relatively similar, but you change the pitch of that content to the audience. And just remember that one of your chapters, one of your themes is going to be making sure you explicitly show them how to do the thing, but then you can really experiment in the content. I think this is a good example of where somebody with 1,000 subscribers has done some Warhammer 2 tutorials for tens of thousands of views, which is encouraging. Any more examples of small channels with good views on this? Okay, there's one here with 2,500 subscribers. Oh no, that's just a bug in the game.
Oh.
There's one here though, 2,000 views, 1,500 subscribers. So it is still a topic that has an audience.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. As long as there's still an audience for this, then I wouldn't switch games or anything like that. But you need to think, this goes for all gaming channels, you need to think of your channel when you're first starting out especially, but indefinitely, you need to think about your channel as a tool for viewers to get something out of it. So if you have a Minecraft channel, your goal is to help Minecrafters play Minecraft, some element of it, whether it's giving them inspiration and ideas for things they want to build or do, or in the case of Warhammer, it's, better tactics and strategies to get better at the game. And if you do that through Let's Play content where it's just you playing the game and then giving your tips along the way, that's totally fine, but you need to frame it as such in your titles and your thumbnails, because right now we're not getting the value out of these that we could be getting. There's probably a lot of value in these to the small audience that regularly watches. Now we need to communicate that to new viewers.
I just realized, Dan, certainly on a second viewing here, that these are actually, I guess, different classes of characters and verses. I didn't even realize that until I looked at the titles, because the thumbnails just don't do a very good job of it at all. I didn't realize that there was two separate images, and the tiniest of tiny verses in there, because the images are so complex already. there needs to be more thought put into how these versus characters, like what the potential weaknesses or power, or like hinting at who's going to be better against who and whatnot.
Yeah, but there's too many elements in each one. The two characters
definitely
are all we need to see with a big versus slapped in the middle of them.
Yeah.
All the rest of it can go away. You want to simplify that thumbnail.
Next channel then is 142. And let's see what we got here. We've got a fitness channel. And again, I would encourage Travis to chime in first if you can for this hair and fitness channel from Brad Leah Smith. I'm seeing mostly fitness though. Not seeing.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's a couple. Some of the thumbnails are weird though. Are they? Some of these are shorts, I think maybe. Like the learn how to do the Superman is a weird kind of a. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I can't tell what's going on there. And some of the thumbnails look like they're taken from other channels. Like they have a very distinct thumbnail style from other channels, and almost like the 5-minute crafts type art.
Yeah.
Stuff. So I'm questioning whether this person actually these are their thumbnails or not. You can get stock footage and make these pretty easily, but the reason I point this out is the one with the day 1 and day 5 has a timestamp on the left-hand side of the thumbnail.
Oh yeah, I didn't
which is
see
a little
that.
bit of a giveaway that very likely that's a stolen image. And what some people don't know is you actually can get a copyright claim on thumbnails. So you need to be very careful about stealing a thumbnail.
You're right in that even all of the designs are completely different as well, so that you don't get that brand association. And so it brings into question the credibility of these videos. But actually, I think when we mouse over them, they are from an original creator. I think these are all unique content. But as you say, it's the thumbnails that are misleading you in a really bad way.
Yeah, it's too bad because maybe the content is. I think the other thing is, if you set an expectation with the thumbnail and don't hit it with the content, they're going to drop. Yeah. And that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with the content. It just means that they expect one thing and then get something completely different. And they're like, okay.
Yeah, and it's almost like that looks like a female body type.
Yeah, and so there's nothing wrong with this. Like, why not use some of this for like a thumbnail? Like it looks fine.
Production's actually quite high here. You know, you got the timer. You bring in like what's coming up next. Like,
yeah, look at that. That's kind of cool.
It's really cool. Yeah.
I almost feel like they're underselling themselves, thinking that they have to use this other thumbnail style, which may work for other things, but maybe it's better to just show what's going on there. I'm unsure. It's interesting. Very interesting channel.
Interesting that your latest video, it feels as if your latest video is like a bit of a blowout here, 700 views.
Yeah.
I mean, here I would be tempted to say, let's focus now on just working on abs. So like do abs routines for the next month, and just to see if you can really dial in that audience. But again, like I'm seeing a female body shape here, and I think when you click, so like for me, if I'm a female and I'm saying, okay, right, get abs in 2 weeks, I'm going to click on this. The second I go into this, my expectations are being shattered.
Right.
So I might not watch it. But on this particular occasion, the video's not doing too bad. So just being a bit more honest with your audience is only going to help.
Yeah, I think even these you could take a thumbnail from some of these screenshots of the video, and I think it'd be okay. You just spruce it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But so interesting channel there.
All right. So that is Brad Leah Smith. We'll move on to. I'm just going to actually change the numbers because I think we've got more than 400 channels now on each of our forms. So this is going to be a gaming channel, and we're looking at 206. See what we got here. Relentless Wes is coming up. All right, Relentless Wes. Are they playing an acrylic painting game? No, is the answer.
Interesting banner.
Valkyrie. I think.
Oh, is that okay?
Some of them, anyway.
Apex Legends.
Yakuza.
A few games.
Yeah, so all over the place and episode numbers. So I think, it's pretty obvious what we'll pinpoint on some of these things.
Mm-hmm.
And then, again, they're not necessarily in the same genre either. So, Yakuza is sort of a strategy real-time game a little bit, or RPG, sorry. And then Valkyrie and Apex Legends are first-person shooter games. So now you're going to have a minimal crossover audience with that kind of stuff. And then, as you said, it's kind of hard to tell, exactly what's going on with these thumbnails. Some of them are straight screenshots. Some of them are a little bit more, catered and custom. And it seems like the custom ones definitely do better than the ones that are straight screenshots. But still, very cluttered in what's happening in the screenshots. And maybe more importantly, not necessarily giving us a good insight into what's happening in the video. So it's not that it's telling a story. It's just a couple elements from the game potentially just slapped on top of each other.
Apex Legend is definitely the leading game on this channel. So that would be my focus, at least. And just scrap all of this other stuff for the time being.
Yeah, the channel needs a theme too with their content. It's just kind of different. Sometimes it looks like they're just running through the game and shooting things, and sometimes it looks like they want to give us some different strategies and different weapons and loadouts we can use. And I think they just kind of need to test out different themes that are going to resonate with this audience.
Yeah, so given the size of the channel, they're approaching 25 subscribers. They've been on YouTube for 4 months. We're suggesting for the next 10, 20 videos, really dive into your exploration of Apex Legends as a channel, as a game, and maybe what you can teach your audience regarding that game. Because again, a channel that starts out with their first gaming video that gets nearly 200 views, and then the subsequent 6 or 7 get 50 plus views, sometimes 400 views. There are some channels that just never get there, and you had that momentum, and now you've kind of destroyed that a little bit by losing game focus with Yakuza and whatnot. So there's some, as you say, Dan, some fairly basic things here. Channel focus, thumbnails being a little more explain a little bit better the content, and tutorials, but I always say tutorials for gaming channels. Let's move on to the next one. We're going to look at channel 89 here. I'm really encouraged that we've managed to get through so many on the random form. That's good progress. So this is going to be a non-gaming channel, and it is my student site. Educate, learn, and grow. So my first question would be, what level are we talking about here? Is this elementary? Is this post graduates? So on and so forth, because I don't get that in the channel banner. Now I do get that on the thumbnails. These are BTEC, which I think is an English UK qualification. I think of around for like post-secondary school, but like college level, to like 16 to 18-year-olds. But I could be wrong. I'm trying to remember 20 years back into my life here. Now, having said that, wow, some really, really encouraging view counts for some of your content here, like thousands of views. This is awesome stuff. I'm wondering if this has been hosted on an education website or perhaps somewhere. Just looking at the engagement rate in the comments. Yeah, not that many comments. So you certainly found a home somewhere. I'll be looking at the traffic sources and identifying where you're getting most of your views from. Now, usually we would talk about titles being not that exciting, but do you think in this case, folks, they need to be very, this is what you're going to get out of this. Like exactly, you're going to learn how to get level 3 database exams part B activity 7. I think that's kind of necessary for these videos. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm. It needs to be specific because it is appealing to a very specific audience with a very specific need. It's just when you finish that series, what's next, and I'm guessing that might be the struggle here.
Yeah, so they've done well with exam content. I always think of it this way, in that you probably have access to this the syllabus or the curriculum, and so that you should have an idea of when certain subjects are being taught in the term, and I would be planning to try and release content surrounding those topics, maybe 2 weeks to a month before it's actually taught in a classroom, so that somebody is maybe in a lesson, they're a little unsure about it, they've got some coursework to do, they can do a search on it, and your content is there at the top of the search terms. I wouldn't be surprised actually if you're kind of already dominating this area a little bit. As you say, Dan, there is a challenge here that it's very niche topic, and so there's only a certain audience that's not only doing these courses but would think to search on YouTube for it as well.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, the view counts are very promising, like especially when you're, like, there we go, like focusing on a particular assignment, social media and business. So yeah, there's some good stuff here. I'm wondering what the actual content is. Is it kind of like a faceless channel using stock images and stuff, which isn't necessarily a bad thing?
This is actually the site I was going to use for my Savage Academy, but I tried to go into negotiations with this person, and I gotta tell you, man, they were really hard up for some stuff. They were trying to charge me all types of money. I mean, money at all. They're trying to charge me money, and all my business is done through Bitcoin. So I don't do money. That's silly. Who does that nowadays?
I was about to ask Travis maybe for some final insights into this channel, but I'm not going to get it. So, hello, Savage. I did want to just show you this. You might be interested. I asked the vidIQ community on Sunday, who's it going to be? Like, would it be Logan Paul, Floyd Mayweather? You actually got more votes than Logan Paul.
Oh, this is not a surprise. I don't know if you know this. I was actually supposed to be in that match. I was supposed to take on Floyd Mayweather. But you know what he said? It's funny because at first I thought he was going to take the fight thinking that maybe he had a chance against me, which we all know he doesn't. But, he came clean to me. He actually did. He goes, listen, Dr. Savage, I know you got a doctorate in savagery, and there's no way in the world I can beat you. For sure, I would lose my first ever boxing fight. I said, I know that. That's why I'm trying to make this money. And he said, I'm sorry, Dr. Savage, I can't do it. I'm going to take this guy named Logan Paul. I said, Logan who? He said, Logan Paul. He's a YouTuber. I said, who? I don't know about this Logan Paul. Who's Logan Paul? He said, he's going to be a big win for me. I said, all right, look, you go ahead and do it, Floyd. I know you need the money. He pretends like he has a lot of money, but he ain't got a lot of money. I'm not going to lie to you. I let him $20 last week. Anyway, he made a lot of money this past week, so he better pay me back that $20 because I'm about over it. Did you watch that Hug Fest? That Hug Fest of whatever they called that thing. They thought it was boxing, but they were hugging all up each other. Listen, you know what Logan was whispering into
what was that, Savage?
We gonna make so much money here. I can't wait for this fight to be over. And Mayweather was like, yeah, it's son. We got him to flim flam. We flim flammed him. They thought we were actually gonna box. Let me tell you something, man. These YouTuber boxing. Me and Dan should box. Me and the Dans. That's what we do at a triple threat match. We can do that.
Yeah.
I was thinking a handicap match.
I'll referee
Savage,
it. No problem with that.
Triple threat if we have to.
What do people in the chat think? Hold on. I put my Savage Heavyweight Championship on the line. Hold on, let me put this up.
that's a ridiculously sized one.
There we go.
Is that a wristwatch?
Savage Championship.
Wristwatch.
I'm gonna put it on the line against these fools, and then we're gonna make all the money. We might make about $350.
Let's just introduce Savage. For those of you who are new, we offer, and I don't know why we continue to do this, we offer a certain time slot to Savage so that he can offer an alternative channel audit, and that's what we're going to do now. So please don't take any of this advice as gospel from vidIQ. It is all Savage's ramblings, but as usual, Savage, you have 32 students that have decided to subscribe to you. So who do you want to audit this week?
Let's go to 25.
25 we're going to audit first. So we are looking at I think, cooking channel. So yeah, this is right in your wheelhouse, Savage. What have you got to say about cooking area?
Oh, goodness. I just got a clogged artery by looking at this channel already. Someone need to call a doctor because I feel like I'm getting into a coronary. This is the best food channel I've ever seen in my life. This looks like lunch, breakfast, and dinner at my house every single day. Yeah. This might be the greatest channel we've ever had on the Dr. Savage show. Cooking area, thank you so much for creating what is very obviously the best cooking channel on YouTube. And also very obviously stolen all the thumbnails from someone else. Because obviously there ain't no way you did this in 3 weeks. Let's be honest. There's no way this channel, these are their thumbnails. Look, highlight over this. Let's watch one of these videos. Let's watch this.
You want to watch one? All right, let's get in there. What do you want me to watch?
Look at this. Yeah, I don't know. What's this cheesy Maggie easy recipe?
Yeah, all right, let's do this one.
Trying to see what happens here. We on that potato internet over there. Okay, here we go. CA. Okay, look at this. All right, there's some water being poured. That's good. They got the little hit the subscribe button thing. The animation. I see that. Put a little oil in the water. Oil and water don't mix, Rob. Did you know this? What's a mad guy? Isn't that the guy from like the Gremlins? Isn't that what that was? A mad guy?
That's Mogwai.
Oh. All right, I've seen those. That's what you eat when you're going to college. You ain't got no money. I know them. I lived on them for quite a long time. It's like 39 cents for like 12 pounds of that. Butter. Let me tell you something. Oh, this looks good. I'm kind of liking this. Have you ever heard of this before, Cheesy Mad Guy? You know what this is? Have you ever heard of this?
Well, I'm guessing it's cheesy noodles. That's my guess.
I just thought it was something British because it just looks silly. The name is weird. Something from England. It's got to be, right? You all got some crazy names for things. Some cheese cubes. I've never seen cubed cheese like that. Have you ever seen cheese in little cubes like that? Chili flakes. That looks like some cereal here. Look like Rice Krispie treats or something. I don't know. I had some Rice Krispie treats the other day. It was really good. I got to tell you, man. That reminds me, Rice Krispie treats with Fruity Pebbles. That is the best thing you can try to make Rice Krispie treats with Fruity Pebbles. My God, that is diabetes the first bite, but it's so good. It's so good. All right, this looks good. I would eat this. And I would subscribe to this channel. Everyone, everyone who's in the chat, hit the subscribe button on this cooking area. I think it's great. I wish they wouldn't hide their subscribers. We need to see how much input I have into getting all their subscribers. This is a great channel. This is one of the best channels.
I agree, actually. I agree, Savage. Like, I think they're good thumbnails. They're pumping out a lot of content already. They're getting thousands of views. I mean, we've seen many cooking channels that really struggle to do that. So well done, cooking area. If you want to see Savage react to more videos, I think you definitely need to do that on your own channel, Savage, because that was hot stuff.
I probably should, I guess. I've been so lazy, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
Do you want to Savage another channel?
Let's do one more. Let's do a 30. What was it? 34. Why not?
34. Okay. Let's have a look at Gibby Gav. I think their channel is called. And what do we see here? Gibby Gav.
Gibby Gav. We got subscribe for weekly races. That's nice racing. Isn't that where you go in a circle and you go in another circle and then you go in another circle?
Yeah,
you only turn left. Is that what it is?
I mean, in NASCAR, you literally do go around a circle, 500 times? Whereas in other races, there are a few more bends, but it is ultimately a circle.
All right, I do see Gran Turismo. That used to be a great game. I remember I used to play that back on the PlayStation 2 or whatever it was way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
This guy all he's doing is racing. Is it me or does he look like that guy Seth Everman, the piano guy on YouTube? Doesn't he look a little bit like him?
Sure.
I also feel, you know what else he looks like? He looks like a single player. You know, that guy that plays all single player video games because he ain't got no one gonna play no video games with this dude. If you ever saw this guy pop up on your friends list, I would reevaluate your friends list. If it was me, I'm just saying, that's a scary looking dude right there. That is the guy that you see on the 6 o'clock news, not in a good way. I was almost say he's not the weatherman. Let me just say that. I'll give you a little bit of that. He says, I'm an idiot according to Lance. Who is Lance? And why is he telling you about your life? You don't have to worry about Lance. I'm telling you you're an idiot. Don't worry about Lance. I got you. Don't worry about it. I'm a savage man right here. What
awesome. Awesome stuff, Savage. That brings it up to 1 o'clock, actually. So well timed there. Thank you for the audit as usual, Savage. Where can we find you on the internets?
Just go to Dr. Savage. I'm here on the YouTubes. I haven't put anything up in like 3 months, but that'll change at some point when I get a little bit of energy and feel like doing it. Maybe I'll just take a clip of this and show this on my channel. Maybe that's what I should do.
Thank you for your time, Savage. One thing I want to ask you to do is, can you say goodbye to some of our wonderful audience and also add some facts about these people as well?
Absolutely. Jonk is in there. I see he says 90 subs. He's got 90 subs, apparently, is what he's saying there. We got Gibby Gav. That's Gibby Gav. That's saying he's in the chat. That's good. Gibby Gav. Max Mask. That dude right there, I saw him on the corner of 7-Eleven one time trying to sell artificial Slurpees. He was out there with some bootleg Slurpees. It was kind of crazy. I also see Gaming After 50. I don't know if you knew this. He's actually 85, but I guess it is after 50. I don't know. I don't know why he decided 50. He wanted to seem like he was young. the real Flock. He says Savage is my hero. That's a smart young man right there. The real Flock, by the way, is actually not real at all. It's kind of weird that he went with the real Flock. He's kind of the fake Flock. He's a fake Flock. One more. Let me put one more out here and get it. Okay. I can't pronounce that one, so I'm not going to try. Something Wong. I don't know. He says something. SUMPTING. I don't know why something. That's his name. Apparently that's his name. Something. It's nice to see you. It's nice. And then look, one more. I like pizza. That's the channel who actually loves hamburgers. I'm telling you, what an incredible day it's been today. Thank you everybody for joining us this week. Subscribe to vidIQ and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Savage, an honor and a privilege as always. Go away. Dan, say hello to some people, or goodbye to some people actually, unless you want to say hello to them.
Are we doing another 2 hours? What's going on?
You can if you want.
Okay, so DeMoney. DeMoney, hello to you. They're saying hi, but we're trying to say goodbye. So DeMoney is going to rewind the stream. That's my fun fact.
Yeah, do that, please.
Sim on Racing, or Simon, but it's capitalized SIM, so it's kind of interesting because it could be like a sim racing channel. It's actually a pretty cool channel name. I'm going to say it's a Minecraft channel, though, because that's kind of, we see that happen all the time, right? Channel names just getting all confusing. And then this is taking forever, so how about one more? Ravencraft says, thanks a lot, see you tomorrow. Goodbye to Ravencraft, who, fun fact, has never actually played Minecraft.
I did not know that. Thank you, Dan. We have now the MVP of this live stream, I think. Dan H, you said little, but what you said was valuable. So say goodbye to our community.
Yeah, that's how I always like to do it. Leave them wanting more.
Absolutely.
So thank you for the trophy. I will cherish it. So let's say goodbye to a few people. We have Ninja Jew 10. From what I hear, he's actually a devout Christian, so I'm not sure the name fix. We have Slime ! The favorite toy of all 90s children is now retired and is turned to YouTube to make a living. So good luck with him. We have Doodle, separated from Cheese, like Simon and Garfunkel. Now he's trying to make his own way. I'm pretty sure he's going to be the Garfunkel of this group. And let's go one more. Professor Fat Cat. I don't think we need to give a fact about Professor Fat Cat. I think we all know he's a professor. He's fat. He's a cat.
And I am going to say goodbye to Trader Cobb, also Phenomenal Royalty King. Jonk is also still there. Goodbye to you. Magpie Craft, Lego Z. Savage Plays It is also in the house. The Artist Heaven, thank you for moderating as always, along with all of our moderators who joined us this week. And last but not least, we could not have done this live stream without Dead Body X. I will say, I didn't see Bori Piano in the chat at all. Did anyone see it?
I did.
Right. So his streak continues. The streak is alive. All right. So Bori Piano continues on.
Bori a heart attack there at his tender young.
I just couldn't see him now.
Jump in there quick.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. As always, make sure to subscribe to us if you want to be notified when we go live or indeed any more videos, although I always say that subscribers don't matter. You'll get some sort of suggestion to watch us again if you've watched this live stream. Catch us tomorrow when Dan and myself are talking to Viper, who he seems to know everybody everywhere on YouTube. So he's going to talk about how to network with us. And yeah, I'm sure we'll be back very soon. Dan H, you're on screen, so you're going to wave awkwardly along with me while I find the right outro thing to click, and I found it. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you soon.
No, I'm late. I've lost my headphones. Someone just give me a blank template. Anyone. Are they really just giving him hair? Why do they need hair? Face, filling in face, shove some glasses on him, a body, arms and legs, for hair, slap him off.